There are some secrets that no one should ever know. These are the last words Master Alva spoke to our player characters in the Keyblade War of our dreams that revealed if player character had participated in the war, Master Alva had a completely different demeanor opposed to where we left her at the end of Kingdom Hearts Key back cover, in which she had faith in her role of collecting the best hearts amongst the five unions to be a part of her dandelions. The secret Master Ava is alluding to is whatever missing piece of information to be had in the conversation between Ava and Lushu, which may have also led to her absence in Kingdom Hearts 3's epilogue. So why is all of this important to today's theory? Well, recently we got a new screenshot in which Ava and Brain have an exchange with Brain carrying none other than the Book of Prophecies, which is an interesting thing to randomly be chosen out of all of the possible screens from Kingdom Hearts Union Cross final update, which is going to be coming to Japan very soon. Which ties into today's theory because Luxord is one of Xemnas' four seekers whose memories contain, quote, hidden truths about the ancient Keyblade legacy. And when you defeat him, you hear this line. He says, I saw it. But before, of course, you get overly excited about all of this, let me clear the air and state that I do not believe that Luxord is Brain. I believe one of these two possibilities, in fact. One, either Brain started an organization with the remaining dandelions he could muster up, or two, Master Ava's absence is due to the fact that her exchange with Lushu made her turn her back on the Master of Masters and her fellow Union leaders, and she started an organization of her own to challenge the Master of Masters and her former allies. See, what Luxord saw was Sora's death, and this was confirmed by Tetsuya Nomura when asked, when Luxord was fading away, he gave Sora a, quote, wild card. What did that mean? And Nomura would say, that will come into play later. Perhaps Luxord's card holds the key to Sora's revival. Confirming what Luxord claimed to have seen was the event in which Sora would disappear from the world, meaning somehow he saw this through the Book of Prophecies. I don't believe he's Brain because I find it weird and out of place that Marluxia and Larxene would get to retain their forms, but apparently Brain had to take on a whole new form. That doesn't sound like that make much sense, though admittedly it also isn't impossible either. So here's my thoughts. I believe Luxord is a part of one or two organizations, the two I mentioned prior. We know the Master of Masters and Xehanort were master and apprentice, so that explains why it's possible Xemnas knew about him, and the same can be said for Xehanort's knowledge of the Keyblade War. So in order to counter Sora's destiny, Luxord was placed in an organization to be there on that day during the Keyblade War to give Sora his card, to give Sora a chance of returning to the world. I believe Luxord will be the connection and link that will bring forth information about Ava's whereabouts, her condition and status, and perhaps one day will be revealed to be a member of her new union. On that, one that is meant to stand against the foretellers and the return of the Master of Masters. Kinda like how Axel was always secretly working under Isa during the events of Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories days in Kingdom Hearts 2 to push him further up the ranks quickly, except his role is to help ensure that Light, or the hero of Light per se, continues to keep fighting when the Master tried to erase him via Xehanort, or by using Xehanort to of course try and destroy the world. So I think this is what's going to happen, that Luxord is going to be revealed to be a union member for Master Ava, and it was his role. He was placed here to try and keep Sora alive by giving him this wild card, because you gotta think it's pretty weird that if for someone like as insignificant as Luxord to give Sora a card and somehow this card will play into his revival. Remember, Luxord said that card could turn the tables. I'm definitely gonna go with the idea that it's potentially possible that of course Ava had something to do with that card because she's a foreteller, meaning she would understand the concept of him disappearing from the world, as of course the foretellers has a lot of information that a lot of characters don't seem to have, kind of similar to how Xehanort seemed to be far more aware and adept to, the lore of the series compared to other characters, including even the advisor of Sora, Donald, and Goofy, Mickey, and Riku, and of course now the BBS trio, and maybe going forward even the Sea Salt trio or the Days trio. Of course, we're talking about none other than Yen Sid. So if he had more information, this potentially could lead to some sort of training or some sort of course, plot that goes forward that will lead into her understanding of the foretellers, Lushu, and the Master of Masters. That could lead to their defeat later on. Potentially, she could even wind up becoming another one of their advisors, the same way Yensid is an advisor to the Seven Guardians of Light now. She could wind up being their future advisor as she knows more about the age of fairy tales and, of course, her former comrades and her former master. But let me know what you guys think about this. This has been your boy Amaziah. Don't forget to do a little A-Class gaming, and everything you do, don't forget to keep it A-Class. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace the heck